Right, so now we can actually jump into the juicy gameplay details. I know you've been dying to tell us a bit more about the gameplay that we are preparing. So, sit comfortable. You're ready? All right, so we prepared the build, the solo build, for our players to see. And yeah, I also wanted to ask about the perks reset and the attribute reset. Can we maybe share some information about that before we jump to the
Sure.
gameplay?
So everyone is going to be able to, with your save files, your characters, you'll be able to reset your attributes once. And we're doing this obviously because we did a big revamp of the system. And your relic, or I'm sorry, not your relic, but your perk points, you'll be able to respend, but you'll also be able to do it on the fly. Not while you're in combat, but whenever you can refund and readjust stuff and find the way you want to play. So that answers the question, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Right, so we ready with the gameplay? Let's go. So yeah, like I mentioned, we prepared a short showcase of the new skills and perks for the solo build. So yeah, Gabe, floor is yours. I know this is your favorite way to play.
You're carrying the whole show right now.
Oh, so okay, yeah, we're going to the body tree. So, and I can't quite see which ones we're looking at, but the body tree, basically, we have a bunch of different things, that are in that theme. Because overall, the way we approached it is that we wanted to say, okay, if we're in this like dark future, there's cyberware, what are the different fantasies, the different gameplay loops, the different ways you want to experience the world? And which ones are missing? Which ones do we need to add? And one that we felt that wasn't fully fleshed out, or you felt viscerally, if you will, is this like sort of like Terminator, type cyberware where you're just in there in the thick of it. So one of the things on the tree is you can get it to where the heavy machine guns, if you remember the heavy machine guns of the base game are like brrr, whatever. Now if you got the strength, you can really keep it steady and and just melt people with it. The other thing is that the overall theme of this is to be in the midst of the action. So the more you're pushing your fight, there's this adrenaline thing, and the adrenaline meter goes up, and it's sort of this extra level of health or whatever. And if you can do the overhand slam, Quake, I think is what we call it now, bam, and the more people you catch in it, the more health that comes back. And so it's all about being in the thick of it and in the midst of the crossfire, but as long as you keep pressing that attack, you can survive. And there's various different ways to mitigate stuff. And then, of course, if there's a sniper in the distance, you can pick up a body and throw it at them. So we give the full kit, to deal with all the different dynamics in a different way, right? To really just feel different. And crap, there was one there that I just, so what kind of pairs pretty well with the body tree, which I think they showed there a little bit, is on one of the sides of the tech tree, you can unlock the ability to go even higher with your cyberware. So there's a cyberware limit, and then in the tech tree, if you get the right perks, you can kind of push past that limit. However, if you push past that limit, you're at risk of getting into what we call, it's the edgerunner perk, by the way, is the name of one of them, of course, right? But you can get into a fury mode, where essentially you're overloading and you're starting to receive like damage. You have your health max is lower and that kind of stuff. But it pairs really well with this build because you can keep getting adrenaline and regaining your health, right? Yeah. So it's one that just happens to, I can't wait to see all the different builds that the players find and how they mix and match. This is just one way to mix and match like body and tech, and kind of has that fantasy fulfillment. And I have a lot of fun playing that one myself. Oh, and of course, how can I miss? So another way you can close gaps is you can charge, and then you knock people back like bowling pins. And that's a good one for closing gaps. And if you get certain perks, you can. I'm talking too fast, aren't I?
No.
I'm talking too fast.
It's okay.
I get excited. I get excited.
You get excited.
Yeah. There it goes. That was like a gratuitous throw there, which is fun to do, of course, as well. But you feel really satisfied if you see an enemy in the distance and you throw and you arc it just right, and bam, you splat them. It's so much fun.
So you actually touched already the edgerunner perk, but what I would like us to clarify that player is not getting cyber psychosis, right?
Correct. Yeah, no, I saw there was some, so pushing the limit and getting into the fury state, you're not ever gonna like lose control of your character and start shooting civilians and stuff like that. Like it's like that's not like, but if you do, get to the point where you start on your own agency creating mayhem, definitely the police, which we'll talk about later, will start labeling you as a cyber psycho, because essentially you're you have the agency and you are behaving that way.
So you can
but you don't lose
role-play.
control of your character. Yes, you can role play it. And you can push that limit, much like David did in the anime, where it's like your health is at a compromise, but you keep pulling it. And we call that the edge runner and the fury limit that you're
All
pushing.
right. Casper, do you have your favorite?
For me, definitely going for the crowd control, I call it, my personal favorite.
Yeah.
We saw the yellow hammer, my favorite run so far. You know, you can do really damage. The thing is that, you know, Gabe is geeking about this so much because he's part of designing this. I just geek about this as a gamer because I just love to spend time right now playing it. There's so much more, I just cannot wait to see you guys having fun. Again, my favorite, definitely crowd control with the yellow hammer. That's it. I'm good.
The yellow hammer has some of the abilities, like if you block and time it just right, you can be like stunning people, which is really satisfying.
Actually, there was one moment where you hit the guy and he just like lose conscious for a second. You can just do whatever with the character. It's so fun. It's so much fun.
All right, so I think we can now summarize what we've just talked. So we have some changes to skills and perks. We have the new tree. And, you know, we've seen a little bit of Somi and, you know, we met her motives behind, you know, contacting V. And, you know, it's up to you guys if you want to trust her or not with your life and with everything that's going on. And I think we can move to another segment, which will be about Dogtown itself.
Dogtown.